Hiya, we're into week 8 of the lockdown, and I'm going to go back to the first weekly challenge, which was the view through the window. Great thing about the view through the window is it's already framed, so you don't have to think about composition, but it's really changed over the last 8 weeks because everything's really greened up, and so we're going to use a bit of colour this week. Okay, so basically first of all I need to get a basic outline. You want to think about your background, your middle ground and your foreground. That means you've got your 3 layers. And so we've got this hill at the top here, which come down, got a little lump there, and we've got this great zigzag, which I love about this hill. And so we've got the trees coming in there, and then we've got the trees coming in here, and then I've got the little workshop roof. Lots of artistic license going on here. Trees going up there. And then the garden in the foreground. The bath, where my carrots are. Now we're going to use some acrylic paints, but we're going to just use it like a wash. And I've got a wet palette, which helps you to keep your acrylic paint moist. And basically it's just an ordinary plate with a piece of tissue paper, a couple of, fold a bit of kitchen roll, and some greaseproof paper or baking parchment. And that helps to keep your paints moist. It's called a wet palette. You can buy them, but this is just as good. So like I said, we're going to use the acrylic paints like a wash. So lots of water. It's a beautiful blue sky today, so it's going to keep it really simple. Lots of water. And just do a wash of the sky. We don't want any more pigment on there because that's a good colour for that sky. And so what do we need for the green? We've got a bit of a cloud coming over now. We need yellow for the green. Yellow and blue make green. I might do a film about the colour wheel at some point. That hill, it's actually got quite a orange, a reddy colour up the top, but we'll just keep everything really simple. I'm just going to do a light green wash for that back hill. Again, loads of water. And then the trees on the hill are a lot darker, so we add more blue. It's a very dark bluey green. And we'll work into this area once that's dried, get some texture into it. Now these trees in the foreground, again, are a lot brighter, so we want a lot more yellow in this green. Artistic license, just do it all, big blocks of colour. That's quite similar there, isn't it? So what we'll do is we'll put some yellow up on the top there. Catching the light. Now we want a brown for the roof, a nice reddy brown for the roof of the... So I'll get some red, and to make brown we just mix the green with the red. I might need some more red because I'm going to have some brown in the foreground as well for the garden. Notice I'm just using the same brush for everything. So a bit of blue, a lot of yellow, some more blue, the red, and there we go. We've got a brown, a nice rusty colour for the rusty roof. Again, artistic license, just do the whole lot. Get a bit more blue in here, darken it up for the earth in the garden at the foreground. Not happy with that roof, it's a bit too... There we go, that's better, more of a wash. And we'll put some more green in this foreground. A darker green, not quite as dark as the trees in the background, but for this mid-tone sort of foliage in the on the trees. We've got to get some, thicken it up a little bit so we can get over the top of the shadow underneath. And then the foliage down here as well, going into the background there. The tree trunks. We so often, when we think about trees, we think that tree trunks are brown, where if you actually look at them, more often than not, they're green. So we're going to put some tree trunks in there. I'm just using my imagination a lot of the time, being inspired by what's out there. I find a lot of my drawing and stuff is about just creating an impression of what's in front of me and deciding what to leave out, because there is always so much going on that it's really difficult to include everything. So you create an impression of what's going on out there. Okay, so this has dried a little bit now, so I'm going to get some thicker paint, nice and dark. I'm going to start putting some texture in to this to give it a bit more of a feeling of the trees. Just a really little, it's getting smaller as we go up the top there. And again, get some thicker paint and build up the yellows in the trees in the foreground here. Try and create some different shapes with the brush marks so that it looks a different foliage. And then we'll put some definition into the trees. We could use a smaller brush at this point. bit purple, need some more yellow. Yeah, bring this brown back. And we'll put some more detail into this roof. Not forgetting the trees in the foreground. Yeah, I am putting brown in the trees now. And a bit of water to thin things down. Detail in these trees, in the foliage. Just a bit of pattern, a bit of abstraction going on, just to give the impression. Back in here. Detail on my roof. I'll go back to my big brush to put some texture into my foreground. I've got a big white gap there that I don't like. What am I going to do with that? Put a bit of this pale green in. Just to fill that gap, because the sun's coming through in there. So there we go. We have got a view from my window.